Hello children, nice to meet you all. Today I want to explain you the remaining part of the lesson Nelson Mandela. I think you have understood till now here. Okay, now let us see the next part. Man's natural goodness. The author says that no one is born hating another person due to color or religion. They could be taught to love. Love comes naturally to the human heart. In prison, they were pushed to the wall, but he saw humanity in the hearts of the guards. It was man's essential goodness. It can be put out. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Extinguished means put out. Here, see children, every person has some goodness. Of course, he is very crucial, he behaves very crucially, or he is very harsh, but somewhere in the heart, some goodness will be there. We can't say that he is totally top to bottom, he is very harsh and cruel and he is bad. Okay, so that is what Mandela is saying. That natural goodness, the goodness comes in the heart. It is automatically, it is a God's gift. Every man have goodness. Don't think that he is harsh, what he will help. No, every man will have, say, every man will have something or the other good in their heart. In some way or the other, they will be good. For example, your parents, take your parents, they shout at you, they scold you, you are not watching videos, you are not studying properly, something, they scold. But at the same time, they love you, isn't it? Mommy cooks whatever you want, daddy brings whatever you want. Are they cruel? Oh, my mommy is not good, my daddy is not good, they beat me every time, they shout at me every time. Do you think like that? No. They give everything what you want. They say for you to do good things. You read, your life will be better. They think of your future and they plan. Okay, well, if your friend shouts at you or beats at you, it's not that he is good, he's bad. Your teacher shouts at you and scolds you. It's not that your teacher is bad, isn't it? Your teacher is good. Now if you study, your future will be good. So everybody says for the good of you only. Okay, everybody has something good in their heart. No one is bad here. What Mandela says is, the author says that no one is born hating one another due to color or religion. When any baby is born, will he fight for color or religion? Is she born with color, with those who have white color is good, those who have black color are bad? No. The baby is born, it is God's gift. The author says that no one is born hating one another due to color or religion. You are black, you are bad, you are white, you are good. No, we don't say. These all are created by people among themselves. Okay, they could be taught to love. We people taught each other to love, not to fight. Your mommy also says, love each other, help others. Your teacher says, help others, be kind to others, respect elders. We ask you to be good but not to fight, isn't it? Love comes naturally to the human heart. Every human heart is very kind. You know children, every human heart is very kind. In prison, they were pushed to the wall, but he saw humanity in the hearts of the guards. See children, when Mandela was pushed to the wall and beaten, outside the prison, one guard was feeling a lot. Though he was from other place, the guard was feeling a lot. Mandela observed the guard's face. He couldn't see. The guard was feeling a lot. When Mandela was beaten in the prison, the guard was feeling very sad and kept his head down. Mandela observed that guard face and he felt, though this fellow is standing, he is a guard to me. He is against me, but he has some heart in he has some love in his heart. Mandela realized that God's face. It was man's essential goodness. It can't be put out. Every man has some goodness in him. Nobody can smash it. Nobody can extinguish it. Okay? Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Man's goodness is like a flame. For some days, your friend will be very harsh, or whenever you are in a help, suddenly your friend helps. That is, the helpness come like a flame. Okay, it can be, see, a man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never be extinguished. That goodness, that good heart will be somewhere inside. It will be hidden somewhere, but it can't be extinguished. Means you can't stop it, you can't put out that flame. You can't put out, you can't stop. Okay, see, for example, you are there with you and your brother are there. No, you and your friend, for example, take an example of you and your friend. Okay, your friend is every time very crucial, harsh. You are very kind to him, but still then he is very crucial and hard. He gives rough and tough reply to you. Okay, he never speaks politely, he never respects you properly. But suddenly, once you fell down, your leg got hurt, he came to your house to see you. Then how do you feel? You feel, oh, very nice, isn't it? So, somewhere there is something in our heart. Every person has some good human heart that can't be stopped, that can't be put out. That Nelson Mandela says. Okay, next, man's duties. In life, every man has twin duties to his family, to his community, and country. Your daddy, your parents are there, they take care of you, yours, and their outside matters also they deal. They see their office works, they see their society people. If anybody is in needy, they help in the area, in your area, isn't it? Man has twin duties, twin obligations. What are those two obligations? His family. One is family, one is community and country. The author found it difficult to fulfill these duties. When Nelson Mandela was very sincere, he wants to help his family as well as the country people, as well as the society people. But the white people did not allow him to do. Those who are doing such things, those who are helping the family, taking care of the family and the society people, that white people took away and kept him isolated, kept the people isolated, separate from the family and the society. It was because a colored man in South Africa was punished if he lived like a human being. These white people did not like the black people to help others. These white people were very anti. They don't want these black people to take care of their family members, to take care of their society people, everything. They don't want these black people to do help to anyone. So when these white people, when they see any black man helping their society or family, immediately they used to punish that black man. They used to send away out far from the city, and they used to keep him isolated, separate. That Mandela observed it. Such a man was forced to live apart from his own people. Thus, he was not allowed to do his duties to his family. They did not like that black man to look after their family, look after the society, or help anyone. Such a very bad natured were the white people. Did Mandela like such things? No. Mandela likes the people to help both family and the community. Okay, next. Freedom defined. What did Mandela define freedom? How did he define? The author was born free. He was not born with a hunger to be free. Mandela defined freedom as everybody are born free. We are God's gift. We are born free. We have every right to eat, to move, to go everywhere, to read whatever we want, to do whatever profession we like. He's saying that the author was born free. I am born free. I want everyone to be free. He was not born with a hunger to be free. That means leave me free, give me freedom, give me freedom. Nobody wants that type of freedom. He's saying that he was not born with a hunger to be free. The man should not die to become free. The man should not suffer to become free. The man itself is born free. Leave him on his own. Let them do whatever they like, says Mandela. He was free as long as he obeyed his father and obeyed the customs of his tribe. But soon he realized that his freedom was an illusion. Until his father was alive, he was childhood. He just held his father's hand and he walked. Whatever his father said, he did. Until then, he was very free. Then one day he realized that this is also an illusion. Illusion means a false belief. Okay, whites are harassing. How? He came to know one day. He began to hunger for freedom when it was taken from him. Once father died, his freedom also was taken away from him. He was not given any chance to read, to go anywhere, to move freely. So he realized, yes, I am in false belief that I am given freedom. I am not free. I am not free. He realized himself. As a student, he wanted freedom to read and go. He wanted to read whatever he wants. He wanted to read in the night time. He wanted to sit in the park and read. He wanted to move everywhere, but he was not given freedom. As a young man in Johannesburg, he wanted freedom to be as per his potential. Potential means natural ability. He went to Johannesburg and he wanted to be as a man as according to his ability. He wanted to do the work. He wanted to do his profession, but he was not given that chance. He also wanted the freedom of livelihood of his own and of family. He also is not given chance to be free, and even his family members are also not given chance to be free. He realized that one. So he started fighting for that. Why should we be under the hands of white people? Why nobody is given freedom here? Why are we not given freedom? Our families are also harassed. We are also harassed. Our people in the society are also harassed. What is this happening in our country? He became a bold man with that, and he started fighting. He joined in the African National Congress. Next, desire for freedom made him bold. He became very bold and very anguish. And he said, no, I will fight for this. Why should I keep quiet? Why I am not given freedom? Why I am not given freedom to read, to move anywhere, to help my family, to help the society people? Why should I sit like a slave? He wanted to take a revenge, and he became very bold. But soon he saw that he was also not free like his brothers and sisters. He was free, he was also not given freedom. Along with him, his brothers and sisters were also not given freedom. He saw that he was also not free like his brothers and sisters. Then he joined the African National Congress. His hunger for the freedom of his people became great. He started fighting. The desire for freedom of his people to live with dignity gave him power. He felt that I should live with dignity. The desire for the freedom of his people. I should let my people also to be free, and I also should be free. I should let all the people in my society to be free and live with dignity. We are not slaves, we are working. But why they are harassed, they are torturing us. We are oppressed. Why should we be oppressed by others? He felt, and he made a challenge that all the people in his society must get freedom. It made him bold and made him live like a monk. Okay, he left all his family and he started living like a monk, only fighting for freedom. The chains on his people became chains for him too. When the people were put chains, he felt that his hands were chained. When his people were tortured or oppressed, he felt that he is being oppressed. So he started fighting. Next, oppressor and the oppressed without humanity. That means what? Oppressor means who is torturing others. Oppressed means who is being tortured. Oppressor means if you hurt others, if you take away someone's freedom, you are called oppressed. The author knew that the oppressor must be liberated like the oppressed. A man who takes away another's freedom becomes the hated. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. Here, there are two persons, children. Once remember, oppressor and the oppressed without humanity. Oppressor is a person who harasses, who tortures others, is called oppressor. Oppressed means a person who is being harassed. A person who is being harassed. Now, when an oppressor means who is torturing others. When he is torturing others, that means this oppressor does not have human heart. How could you, when you harass others, that means you are killing the freedom of others. You don't have humanity. You don't have humanity. Now, your brother is there. You are there and your friend. For example, take your friend and you. You are torturing your friend. Mentally harassing. If you don't give, I'll say to your mommy, you do this for me. You do that for me. You write notes and give. This you are harassing your friend. That means you are oppressor. You don't have right to harass your friend. Why should? Who has given you right? Nobody has a right to oppress others. If you are oppressing others, that means you don't have humanity. You are born hated. Everybody hates you. Will everybody like you if you oppress like that? Will everybody like you? No, you are hated by all. So what? Like that only, the same way oppressed. If anybody is being tortured, that means he is also not having humanity. Okay, so what his author is saying is oppressor and the oppressed without humanity. A person who is torturing also doesn't have humanity. Who is being oppressed also, he loses his humanity. He becomes very odd. Arey, why should I love the people? Why should I help? They are torturing me, so why should I help? Don't you feel? Now your friend tortures you. Do you get angry on him or not? Yes. Do you like to help him? No, you don't like to help him. So in the same way, people change their mindset. So the author, what he's saying is, the author knew that the oppressor must be liberated like the oppressed. He should be left. They should not be tortured. A man who takes away another man's freedom becomes the hated. Okay, if you kill other one's freedom, you are hated by all. If you harass anyone, everybody will think, arey, what a fellow, he harasses everyone, he shouts at everyone, he beats at everyone, what a stupid fellow he is. They say or not? So in the same way, he is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. He was under the prison for nearly 27 to 30 years. He could not say anything. He was being oppressed by others. He realized himself. Okay, now last part, what is this here? No one is free if he is taking someone else's freedom. Children, if you are killing others' freedom, that means you don't have right to kill others' freedom. Okay, next, both the oppressor and the oppressed are robbed of humanity. Oppressed is also not having humanity. Oppressor is also not having humanity. If they don't have humanity only, they harass like that. So patience and perseverance means I have to get it. Standing in one idea only. Patience and perseverance guided by discipline were the keywords for a desired result, he stressed. In the last, he gave one quotation, children. Patience and perseverance. I have to get it freedom for my people. I have to get freedom for my people. That is called perseverance. And patience, how many tortures they gave to Mandela, he's bored, that one. He bared all those tortures. With patience, he dealt the situation. He dealt the situation with lot of patience and perseverance, and with good discipline. He did not create any violence. With nice, well-disciplined way, he went 27 years he was in the prison, but also he made a nice track and he came out of this, and he was liked by all the people in the world. He became a big nationalist. Okay, so patience and perseverance guided by discipline were the keywords for a desired result. He stressed to every people that if you want to achieve anything, go with these two qualities, patience and perseverance. And if you have a good discipline, you can achieve everything. So these are the things which Mandela told, and how he came out from his torture and from his harassment. And I think you all have understood the lesson, Nelson Mandela. You once read, children. If you read, you will understand better. If you have doubts, you can ask me. And I think and remaining his national anthems, speech, and some highlights of this lesson, I'll show you in the next video. Okay, children? Okay, bye.